Welcome to Expert Viewpoints, Financial and Procurement Planning. In this video, experts will share tips to help program managers accomplish critical financial and procurement responsibilities. They will also discuss some challenges and how to overcome them.
First of all, in terms of finances, I highly advise all program managers to gain an understanding of financial management in terms of developing a cost breakout that defines investments, that defines costs. Learn how to go ahead and develop a cash flow diagram. Learn how to go ahead and calculate key metrics that not only the chief financial officer, but also in many cases, senior executives are going to be interested in. Now, let's turn our attention to the procurement arena. When we are managing a program, in many cases, there are materials, supplies, other resources that are not available internally. We have to procure them through external sources. As a program manager, you may not necessarily be a procurement expert, and that's okay. Make sure that you understand you are accountable for the procurement results, but you may not be the one who should be responsible.
A program manager must identify, manage, and control resources and budgetary requirements. Key tips includes setting up a clear budgetary estimate, regularly reviewing the expenditures, and ensuring that all the procurement processes are documented and standardized. Managing procurement involves contract approval, securing fundings, and vendor management, and also develop a structured procurement plan and maintain strong communication with the vendors to ensure timely and cost-effective delivery.
Tips that I would provide to accomplish your financial and procurement responsibilities are to build strong relationships with your vendors. Make sure that you are keeping the lines of communication open with them and they understand the value of the program and how they fit into that, their place in that program.
So what you can do as a program manager is have good data to back you up before you either ask for resources or work with those who need to ask for resources. Really help them understand where the costs are coming from, why they are what they are, anticipate overage, anticipate things going wrong, and provide costs for those things. And that will also help you as you anticipate problems or anticipate challenges that may come up during the course of a project.
You're going to want to set up a schedule for when you need those inputs so that you can keep your financial tracker always current and you'll always have the numbers available when you need them. Other financial tips are making sure that you have clear rate information for any services that are required for your program. If you have any external vendors who are working and contributing to the program, make sure that you understand their billing and when their invoices are going to be received, and also understanding payment terms. And so you should already have a plan for that. You should have bids from the different organizations outside your company that you would be working with. And then you would already also know your limitations. So what are your spending limitations? As far as working also with procurement, you're going to want to know if you have to put together a proposal for approval before you purchase anything, or if you need to, how you work with your own internal financial systems and payment and invoicing and things like that.
What challenges might they face, and how can they overcome them?
Common challenges you can face in the financial and procurement areas is scope creep. A lot of times, if you are not defining what your scope is and the requirements, so the definition of done is the term that we use a lot in my program. If you don't have your definition of done and the requirements to get there, then you are likely to have some problems with your financials or procurement.
You, as the program manager, need to be able to meticulously track actual versus planned costs. I mentioned a tool called a program resource breakdown structure a little bit earlier. Learn as much as you can about it. This resource breakdown structure should list every cost requirement and when the funding is going to be required. Use this as your scorecard. As the actual costs are incurred, annotate them, compare them to what the planned costs were. And if there are variances, start working them proactively sooner than later with your procurement professionals. Develop a good relationship with subject matter experts who can serve on your behalf as vendor managers. Let the professionals determine the status of the contract. Let the professionals determine if everything is going according to plan or if there are variances.
So there's a lot of individual elements that are going to contribute to the overall cost of the program. And you may be getting estimates from other team members and other organizations within your company or external vendors. And so, of course, you'll want to get bids and work through that. You'll want to make sure that you're choosing the right company if you're going external for any of that work. But you're also going to want to have confidence in the numbers that are being provided to you by other teams. And so when you're setting up the communication plan, make sure that they're very clear on what the scope is. If they don't have clarity on scope and the work that their group will be doing, then their estimates for budget are going to be off. And then you're also going to want to have those checks and balances in place. So as you're working through the program and you reach different phases, and even multiple times within the phase, you're going to want to cross-check your percent complete with your percent spent and make sure that there's not a huge variation between those numbers, either plus or minus.
Challenges like budget overrun, procurement delays, vendor issues can arise. Overcoming them by having a contingency plan or a plan B on conducting regular performance review and fostering transparent communication with the vendors will help us to mitigate these challenges. The project manager can also utilize project management tools to track financial and procurements in real time, making it easier to identify and address issues promptly.